Hey, yo. Supremely full of it. Ha ha!
Dang.
Yo.
Nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall. Let it rain
snap.
on me. Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Supremely Full of It podcast back with another
Why you hit him with this? Why you hit him with the let it rain on me?
Hey, man. Can't nobody sing like Eddie Kane Jr.
Like on me.
They call me Dyer.
And I be your boy 9.
We got a special guest.
Special from the
Oh, I'm just saying podcast. You know, I was sitting here enjoying the back and forth.
Hey, yeah, yes, sir.
The homie Mike, man. What's going on, man?
Oh, you know, I wouldn't be me if I didn't say this. I'm ready to get it cracking like pistachios, chapped lips, and whips, you know.
He said cracking like chapped lips.
Oh
snap. I feel it, man. All right, I got a question for y'all, bro.
Okay.
Nah, first of all, before we get started, man, what's that song you was just singing?
Guess what I did today? Those were the words I said to you.
Uh-oh.
It was last May, don't know the exact day.
And in my
Hey,
there was. Go ahead. And you told me that you love me more than anything in your life. So I asked you, would you do me the honor of being my wife? Yes, I will take you for my wife, the center of my life. Uh-oh. And I can... Okay, I guess. What is you?
I don't know.
You got
bro.
dance moves
man, I'm sorry,
and everything.
This is
you over here grinding and all that.
I wasn't.
You was just
What
grinding.
are we talking about today?
But you was just grinding on my microphone. That's all I know.
What are we talking about today?
You got sweat beads and
It is.
it's a little warm, and I got on a jacket. I look crazy.
I did get kind of hot.
Yeah, I'm hot too.
Yeah.
Hotter than a fresh perm. All right, let me stop. I already got one in earlier.
Well,
That was a live 2 minutes and 45
Yes,
seconds.
it was.
Nah, but I got a question for y'all, man.
Good show.
How do you view yourself?
Oh, that's the question?
That's the question.
Okay. How do I view myself?
Yeah. On the for real tip.
I view myself as a man who is always under construction.
Wow, I ain't never heard that before.
Yes.
That's dope.
Yes. Thank you.
What about you, Mike?
Well, I always view myself as a man that's striving to uphold and stand on the principles of manhood, because we know that there's a difference between a man and a male. And I actually heard that and learned that from Andre Taylor, Gorgeous Dre, which is a great principle, because we all know the difference. Men, you know, males is anything. Like if I was walking next to a, let's say, like an animal, like a dog, we're two males. But a man is a different thing because of what the man does, his principles, his character, and the execution of what he says he will do.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what I always try to be as a man. And I always try to stand on integrity. I always like to be, poised and dapper, but also having that grit of hard work, basically upholding, the last name. Hickson's, we're agrarian people, rural farmers, but then we try to have the righteous piece too, honestly striving after God. So.
Okay, I can dig it, man.
What about you?
What about me?
How do you view yourself? 9?
I view myself as a very intelligent man.
That's it.
I am.
That's all you are. So you got dog for?
Hey man, nah, I got a little more, man. I pride myself on being try to be a good husband. That's how I view myself.
Okay.
And a good father who has done a good job raising kids, man. Got 2 of them out the house already. And I'm working on kicking the other ones out shortly.
I feel you.
And you are right about the father piece, because I'm not just trying to be, for my 6-year-old son, just a father, but I'm trying to be a further as well to help him advance.
A further.
That was a bar, though.
Yeah, I want to be a further.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's dope. That's dope. You want to be a further one day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course I do.
How many kids you want?
Well, I've always wanted 4.
Gosh, that's a lot.
Yeah. But at my advanced age now, one would do.
I feel it.
One would do.
I can dig it. Yeah. Okay, so you already spoke about how you view you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard anything negative about what other people viewed you?
All the time.
What'd they say?
That I'm a butthole.
That's what they say for real?
Yeah, yeah. I'm a butthole. I don't care.
I get that one, yeah.
But I mean, me knowing who I am, I'm a very nonchalant person.
Mm.
So if I come across as not caring, it's probably because I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But even when I do care, I'm still nonchalant with it. So I care, but I'm just not up in arms about it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
So if you hear that you're a butthole from multiple people,
Mm-hmm.
do you take into consideration that you may be a butthole?
It depends on who says it. Because
Why?
I mean, because like, if a person is just meeting me and they hear me talking and they're like, yeah, he a butthole, I don't really care about that.
Mm.
But if you like a friend that I grew up with or a family member and you call me that, and well, multiple people call me that, then yeah, I quite possibly might be one.
But I in my mind, I can hear your response already.
What was my response?
They be like, man, you a butthole. You be like, yeah, I am.
Yeah, like, yeah, cause I know. I know that mixed with being nonchalant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
What have you heard, Mike?
Well, it's funny because there are people who have said, before I was vengeful, said before I was like I didn't really care about my family and everything, things like that. Let's see. I've heard, you get those whole holier than thou, those vibes like that, because there are people who would say, well, what about you? You are human. I'm like, I'm not saying I'm not human. So I get that sometimes about not caring, about what I just stated about, that, egotistical sometimes. And a lot of things is because of the things people know that my background is in, degree in psychology. So, you're trying to use psychology on me.
Nobody, my fault. Nobody has ever thought that I was holier than thou.
Nobody ever thought that? Yeah.
Nobody.
I don't think ain't nobody ever hit me with that one. I get the you don't care a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I get that a lot. What else do I get? You ever get statements like where you get judged before they even know you because they go off of your
appearance,
your sign, your
bruh, yeah. When I first met the bully, yeah, because I'm a Pisces,
yeah.
That means I'm scum of the earth and I'm a demon and all this other stuff. But but I mean, I've been judged off of my appearance mostly. Like people say that my personality doesn't match my appearance. Like when they look at me, they automatically get this, oh, he's quiet and blah blah blah. But as soon as I start talking, he's a butthole. So I mean, people judge a book by their cover, by its cover all the time.
Yeah. I get I'm a Gemini. I get I'm two-faced. I'm like, why? How am I two-faced? Why you laughing, bro? You think I'm two-faced, bro?
I don't think you two-faced. I just think Naim is a different person.
What you mean? What you mean?
We've been doing this long enough.
Hey, man, I'm just having fun, man.
Yeah, see?
My thing is like, Well, I get more than that though. I get I'm two-faced and I get I can't never make a decision. I'm like undecisive or whatever. I've never seen your lips do that ever, bro.
It's just not in my head.
Oh,
I'm
bro,
just going along with you.
Bro,
I'm rocking with you. Go ahead, G. Go ahead.
Hey, that was a firm I agree with your lips, bro.
Go ahead.
What happened?
Pause. Go ahead.
What happened, bro?
Nothing. Mike,
Dang.
what have you gotten?
I've also gotten, it's funny that you say that because now it just brings it all up. I've also received, there was like some ex post facto comments like, oh man, you're really nice person. When I first saw you, it looked like you thought you were cute and all this. And they don't know the funny side of me. So it surprises people, because usually I'm dressed, always trying to dress my best, always looking nice, not, and then I guess the presence or I guess the swag that I emit and emote when I'm just standing there, it's already like, speaking out loud for me. And then I'll say something really funny and then they're just dying laughing. So I get that. And also the Taurus thing, according to what they say, stingy, hold grudges. And, you Taurus is,
That's, and some people pride themselves on only being with people that they signs say they should be with.
This is the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life.
Judge before you even know me.
Like, don't even ask me what my sign is.
Don't make sense.
Like, because, well, for one, I'm a Pisces, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't swim.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Next topic.
Yeah. Okay, let me say this. Back to what I was saying, like how people think I'm undecisive, can't make a decision.
Right.
Check this out. This ain't the same thing. It ain't that I can't make a decision. It's just I don't care what decision you make. That's how I approach things.
Right. Because you don't care.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I hold that one.
Yeah.
Because that's really true. Because I don't like letting stuff affect me and rent space in my head, man.
Right. Okay, let me ask both of y'all this. Do y'all care what other people think of y'all?
That's a good one because I was already, I was thinking about that. Because here's the thing. I don't want to lose my influence. That's what I don't want. And that's what I guess you could say loosely I care about, my influence.
Mm-hmm.
But however, now I'm at that point to where I've reached some good healing and everything. And there was a time when I was driving myself crazy because it got to be more into the holier than thou. I've even had people, there was, it was almost people were making me the face of the family, because who I was. And, people were telling other cousins, you should be like Michael.
Right.
And then I've had, then it was, when I had my son, I was like, oh, wow, because I was supposed to be the guy that wasn't supposed to have kids until he got married because of, who everybody made me out to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that drove me crazy. And now it's almost like, now that I'm no longer staying in that light, now it's almost like the same people are making phone calls and like, wow, I don't know what's wrong with them. It's like that I used to care and it used to torture me. And, I've even had somebody go as far, I think we already discussed this, we may have. Somebody said, I did something and they said, I had you next to Jesus. And that was,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
9?
Yes.
You do care?
No, I don't. I really don't, bro. Because at the end of the day, bro, people don't affect my life in any particular way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To make me feel any type of way at all. If you don't like me, that's cool.
This is gonna surprise y'all, but I care.
You do?
Yeah. To a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as certain people goes. But only so far though.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, you still have to live your life.
Right.
So if you live in your life based off of what you think other people are going to feel about it, then you're really not living your life.
Mm.
But the way that I look at life is I'm a representation of everybody that came before me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm representing my mother and my father. So to some degree, I still have to represent them when I'm out here.
I feel you.
But at the same time, I still don't care.
You know, when he was saying about it's your life and live it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was agreeing with him about that because that's what I was describing earlier. As I like to say, I was in a cognitive correctional facility and I was the warden.
Whoa.
I was keeping myself in there. Of course, we know cognitive thoughts, you know, so a mental prison that I was putting myself in by the high standards and me caring about what people thought to where it was bringing me down. And that's why now when I really buckle down is when I'm doing self-care. Because self-care, I have to be like, look, you have to, you know, it's going to come off as crass and rude. I don't even explain it. I just have to be like, this is how it has to be. That's when that's the time when I really have a don't care kind of time. So,
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you think that we think people have high expectations of us, but really we just be tripping?
wow, that's good. That does happen. Sometimes really we are tripping. We're thinking that, you know, I've had it before when I was, you know, because being somebody who does entertainment, you know, I've done stand-up comedy before, done the podcast, singing in church, speaking in church. And, you know, one time I had Naim tell me, you know, I'd be fine if you didn't tell one joke. So that might have been something in me. There's a there's like a automatic thing in me to where I think that I always have to be on. But some of my best times is when I'm introverted at home, not being on or sitting around, and I don't have to be the guy to, you know, keep the fire going, to keep the entertainment. And that's true.
Do you think that's pressure you put on yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
That's self-induced pressure.
Okay.
Do you ever feel that pressure? Because you say you're the funniest guy in your family.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I say that because, well, for one, it's true. And two, it's just, I just be joking, but I'm not joking because I really feel that way. But it's not really pressure because I don't think nobody in my family is funny as me. So it's not really pressure.
So you have no competition.
In that lane, no.
Zero.
None.
Yeah, so
None.
you him.
Yes.
I'm funny when I'm not funny.
But I think not saying y'all, but some of us, we think that we think people put so much pressure on us, but in reality, it's just us because we have higher expectations of ourselves.
Right. That really happens in Christianity too.
Yeah.
You know, I was miserable in the earlier stages of Christianity because I was like, man, I'm going to church and nobody, I'm like, brothers so-and-so, sister so-and-so, they never stand up, ask for prayer, they never repent. I'm like, what am I doing? It was like I was so unworthy that I couldn't even enjoy, you know, Christianity. You know, as it's been said before, sometimes so heaven bound and I was no earthly good and, you know, not looking to escape the pits of hell rather than enjoy the pleasures of heaven. And that was pressure I put on myself. Like even, you know, even with thoughts, with everything, it was almost like sometimes I was like, man, I just don't even want to go out and do nothing because I know I'm going to end up sinning or trying not to sin. I was
going to say, I do know some people that put so much pressure on themselves that everything's wrong to do.
Yeah.
You ever met them type of people? Like you can't, like have you ever met church people like, if you was playing spades at your house, they'd be like, oh, you got cards out.
Yeah.
Oh, you going to hell.
This going to sound bad, but I kind of think that church people are some of the worst people that you could be around.
And why is that?
Because they're quick to send you to hell.
Yeah.
Like the reason why I say that I'm under construction is because I'm always trying to fix something.
Yeah.
Like even I mean, we done spoke about it before. Like, my flesh is weak as hell. You know what I'm saying? So that's still something that I try to work on.
Yeah.
But the thing with me is I don't hide that part of me. Like, yes, I can say, yo, you're not supposed to be doing that. This is why you're not supposed to be doing it. But at the same time, I'm doing it. But I'm telling you that you shouldn't so you could do better than me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can get there before me.
And that's why I like your statement, man, because everybody's under construction.
Right.
All of us.
But I just think that people really don't put high expectations on us. We put that on ourselves because of who we come from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it is. That's funny you say that because my family, my grandfather was a preacher, my uncle was a preacher.
Right. So you think that you had to live up to that.
That's what I was thinking that I did have to live up to.
Right. But they probably don't even care if you become that. They just want you to do whatever you want to do.
Right.
See?
That's what was probably hanging on me.
Right. Those are our expectations because of who we come from.
Yeah.
Even though they probably never even said anything about this to you.
You know what's crazy? I don't have any of that.
Well, that's just me and you talking.
I'm just saying I've never placed expectations on myself to please anyone else.
That's cool.
I've never done that.
And after, when I started getting more healing, as I stated before, was when I started being able to be more relatable to people. Because somebody would say, well, oh man, I can't go to church because I smoke cigarettes. I'm like, well, there might not be other people in church. And then I've told people, I do the traditional. I'm not gonna lie. A suit is my uniform. I love it, and I don't want to take it off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We've had casual Sundays sometimes, and I would keep it on. And if somebody's like, take the tie, loosen up that tie. No,
Yeah.
But
that's your thing.
and then there were people, and I sat there and told them. They said, well, I ain't this. I said, well, let me tell you something. Just because I'm here, there have been times where I've been going to church, and then and I've been like the keys in the wallet in the morning, lost in the house. There have been times when my soul was highly flammable. It was like my pathway to hell, if you want to say it, was greased. Do you remember the slip and slide? Even wearing a suit. Imagine somebody in a suit on a slip and slide.
He said my pathway was greased.
Right.
So
that's funny.
Yeah, I can say this too, man. It might make some people upset. Well, let me say this too. Like I said, even though I never placed those expectations on myself, like, I'm still under construction too. All of us are. There's always something that you could be changing or fixing for you. Things that you need to fix for God to become a better human being, whatever. You always under construction. But at the end of the day, man, some religious people, they got to understand that no one's going to make it to heaven because they're perfect.
right.
No one.
And we look
there is no such thing as a finished product. No such thing as a finished product. But I want to ask y'all a question. Have you ever been with somebody that made you look at yourself differently? But then when y'all broke up with the person, y'all looked at yourself totally different from the way you used to?
Oh, that's good. Can you unpack that a little bit more? Do you mean look at yourself good, bad, or
say you with somebody, right? And for some reason, every time you did something, they made you feel like it wasn't good enough. But they never said those words like, yo, it's not good. They just didn't react the way that you wanted them to.
Yes, that's happened.
So that happens, and then once the person leaves your life, for some reason, something clicks in your head, and you start to feel like, okay, everything that I was doing was right. You ever felt that?
After they left, you felt that everything you were doing was right?
Yeah. Like that. You don't have that expectation no more to make another person happy. So you don't feel that feeling that you got because they didn't react the way that you wanted them to react.
Yes, and the reason that I feel that way was because the person that I was being, who I was becoming when I was with them, wasn't me in the first place.
Exactly.
That was not me, and
Exactly.
and we know how it is as men when things. I know, like I always refer to the Garden of Eden as that old adage, and it's the battle. But what I understand it to be, Adam was the initiator, Eve was the responder. And when it got turned over to the responder to be the initiator, that's when things went and it went the wrong way. And that's what happens with men, and that's what I've done before because of the whole holier than thou thing. It was like, well, maybe I need to get a little dirt on me, do something a little edgy, and then I could maybe that'll make them stay. But then in the end, if I'd have just stayed who I was, it would have been a natural repellent or deterrent for people like that anyway.
See, you had somebody in your life that made you think that you needed some dirt on you.
There you go.
But you know what's crazy though, bro?
What's crazy?
That's what a lot of them want anyway.
Right.
Here we go.
And I've even
Hey, you already know
What they want, nah.
I choose
What they want, nah.
violence.
What they want.
and it's funny.
I seen a post, bro. Hold on real quick. I seen a post where a chick had put on there, but I got a good dude, but I need more drama in my life.
Yeah, I seen that.
What?
Okay,
And you know what's crazy? What you said? You thought you needed to put a little more dirt on you to please them, and it still didn't make her happy, did it?
No. And the funny thing about it was, even when there was like this kind of dark, kind of sinister, sadistic smile that they had on their face. That's very, I go on rants and chaining words together. But she was like,
He lost it, bro. Headphones flew off.
Right. She was like, I just want to see that bad boy. And then I've had girls when I went to
Did she say it just like that too?
right.
Yeah, I just want to see that bad boy. You should have seen the way her eyes was looking like she was
Look crazy, didn't she?
right, like she was a human MRI. Like she could just like look at me like, wow. And then another one was like, you act like you're so good, but you're really dark. And it was a smile like, yeah.
You know what's crazy though?
That.
They say stuff like that, and then you see Pandora's box crack open, then you mess up even more.
I had a thought.
Uh-oh.
I had a thought. You said, all right, they wanted you to have edge to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
To you. Could that mean that you was probably loving them, but they didn't know how to accept your love or receive your love because they never actually seen what love is actually?
Yes, because
you being the type of man that you are, I'm pretty sure you was loving how the Bible says love is. And they probably didn't know that. Does that make sense?
It does, because a lot of them were in survival mode, and it's really skewed because one time the uprightness, the virtuousness drew him to me, because she was like, wow, I can't believe somebody like you would even talk to somebody like me.
See, that alone shows that she probably thought highly of you because of, what she know about you.
Right. And then after crossing over into the darkness, she still liked me in the darkness. I know that sounds like crossing over into the darkness. If you open that door, you won't be able to close it.
He said crossing over into the darkness. Oh, my God.
Hey,
all right.
do it again.
Man.
What, crossing over into the darkness.
He said,
if you open that door, you will not be able to close it. Think about what you're doing. You'll be miserable. You can't undo what you've done. There's like a wizard with a long cloak and just standing there, long beard.
So, did you feel like yourself when you was getting the dirt on you?
Honestly, the funny thing about it, that side was already in me, and that was what I was fighting so hard against. So, but when it happened, to answer your question, I felt like myself, but I felt like I didn't, that I still compromised though in the end, because that's a part of what, that's a part of who I was,
Right.
Do you think people actually notice it? Or do you think it's something that when you are in that mode, You know what I'm saying? You cross over, you get some dirt on you, do whatever. Do you actually know that people can actually see what it is that you're doing, though?
Well, other people?
Like just other people looking at your relationship outside looking in. Because it's almost like sometimes we don't think that people see what's going on.
Possibly. Possibly.
I think some may know. And then sometimes there's been times even when you're trying to think about, about this, theologically, when you're sometimes at your worst, you're still, people can still see the good on you. Like, hey, you don't belong here. What are you doing this for? Mm-hmm. This person's destroying you. They can see some habits.
Yeah.
But I think that usually maybe comes through some behaviors. Like, this is extreme. I remember one time I showed up just because I showed up only 30 minutes early to church as opposed to 1 hour early. Phone calls and everything. Like, wow.
What?
Yes. Like I said, it was some high expectations.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I'm going to get there. You showing up 30 minutes an hour early, man?
I'm an usher at my church.
So you got to get there early.
But I don't.
So who are you ushering if you late?
Nah, I'm not late. I get there before church starts. But
all right. I can dig it.
I get there before church starts.
But they can pick it up. They can pick up on it, and I'm pretty sure as much as we hung around 9, you can see things, and you would know it, and then other people would know it too, because you would see what's coming over me, my personality, maybe some normal behaviors that I do, and then it's like, well, something going on the way you're acting about that person, and then because somebody did that, one of my way back in the day, previous barber was like, yeah, I know what's going on, this, and then I was like,
I think the moral of this show basically is that no matter who's in your life, always remember who you are, and you shouldn't change you shouldn't change who you are at your core.
There we go.
To appease somebody else.
Right.
Because you have to stick with you. They can leave whenever they want to.
Wow.
And you got something to say now?
No, man. I'm just over here thinking about my motivational quote, man. So I don't do what I did last week.
Good point. You got any more last words?
No, not that I know of. I mean, that is the truth, because no matter what, when you go home by yourself, you're gonna know who you are. And when you're by yourself, then that's when you have to live with yourself. And when that person, like you said, leaves, in the end, and even when you're out there going against what you believe, that the you from within is gonna constantly struggle and pull. So,
and on that note, bring the music in.
Yes, sir.
All right.
What you got, brother? What you got?
This just came to my head.
Okay. I got something too.
It's from, in my opinion, the greatest comic book movie to ever come out.
All right.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Okay.
Harvey Two-Face.
I got you.
The Dark Knight.
You got a quote, Mike?
I do. I'm going to bounce off the previous podcast about what you were saying about things, and I'll say what we believe shows up in what we say, but what we expect shows up in our behavior.
Pow! That was a good one. Doodled on you.
All right, mine is, we are all under construction, but you need building materials to become a better building. But if you don't have any, you might as well be condemned.
Oh.
What? Give me my flowers, dog. It was better than last week, right?
Yes, it was.
All right.
It had lead up and segue and everything.
Hey, that X-Men shirt was fire, though. I had to go off of that, man.
Thank you.
I got you.
Now I said, did you not know what? All right. Mike, as always, appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm Just Saying podcast.
Yes, sir.
That's all I got.
Okay, I thought, all right, yeah. Check him out, man.
Good dude, man. They call me Dyer.
And I be your boy 9.
And I'm Michael Hickson.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Just saying, don't get mad. I'm just
Supreme
saying.
Team. Yeah.